It was an ordinary morning when Jenna first noticed the strange behavior of the rabbit. She had just returned from her jog and was about to enter her house when she saw the animal sitting in her yard, thumping its back legs nervously. At first, Jenna thought it was just another wild rabbit passing through. But as she got closer, the rabbit's frantic movements caught her attention. It was almost as if it was trying to communicate with her. And then, to her shock, the rabbit began hopping toward her with a sense of urgency. Jenna stopped in her tracks, her heart racing. What could the rabbit want? As she stood frozen, the rabbit darted back toward the bushes at the edge of her yard, then turned to look at Jenna again, making a series of high-pitched sounds, as if calling her to follow. Confused and curious, Jenna cautiously approached the bushes, her eyes scanning the area. She hadn't noticed anything out of the ordinary at first, but as she crouched down, she spotted something small and fragile. A tiny, trembling baby rabbit, barely a few days old, lying exposed on the ground. The little creature was barely moving, its fur still wet and matted, its eyes closed. Jenna's heart broke at the sight. She looked back at the adult rabbit, who was now standing nearby, its ears perked and eyes wide with what seemed like desperation. It was as if the rabbit was begging her to save its baby. Without hesitation, Jenna sprang into action. She gently scooped the baby rabbit into her hands, carefully cradling it to keep it warm. Her mind raced. She had no idea how to care for a baby rabbit, but there was no time to waste. She turned back toward the house, whispering softly to the adult rabbit, "I'll help your baby, I promise." Once inside, Jenna set up a small bed for the baby rabbit in a box with some soft towels and a heating pad. She made a quick call to a local wildlife rescue center to get guidance on how to care for it. The technician on the other end of the line explained that baby rabbits required special care, including frequent feeding and warmth. But there was hope. If the baby rabbit was hydrated and kept warm, it could survive. For the next several days, Jenna dedicated herself to nursing the baby rabbit back to health. She fed it with a special formula every few hours and made sure it stayed warm and comfortable. Slowly but surely, the baby rabbit began to recover. It started to move around more, and its eyes slowly began to open. Jenna couldn't believe how strong the little creature was. Meanwhile, the adult rabbit, who had been watching from the edge of the yard, seemed to stay close by, never straying too far from the house. Every morning, it would sit in the yard, watching Jenna through the window. Jenna felt as if the rabbit knew something. Perhaps that it was safe now and that its baby was in good hands. After a week of careful care, the baby rabbit had gained enough strength to hop around on its own. It was still small, but its coat was fluffier, and its energy was growing. Jenna knew it was time to let it go. The next morning, she walked out into her yard with the baby rabbit in her hands, looking for the adult rabbit. It was waiting for her by the bushes, just like before. Jenna knelt down and gently placed the baby rabbit on the ground. The adult rabbit immediately hopped over to it, nudging it softly with its nose. The baby rabbit, now strong enough, hopped toward its mother and nestled against her. Jenna watched, a tear in her eye, as the two rabbits disappeared into the bushes together. It was a moment of pure, unspoken connection. She had helped save the baby, and in return, she had witnessed something incredible. A bond between mother and child that was pure and unbreakable. The next few days, Jenna never saw the rabbits again. But she knew, in her heart, that she had made a difference. She had listened to the call for help, and because of her kindness, the baby rabbit had been given a second chance at life. Jenna often thought about the two rabbits, wondering if they were still out there, living freely in the wild. But she knew one thing for certain: her life had been changed forever by the simple act of compassion. And sometimes, all it takes is one small act to make an incredible difference. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe for more interesting videos, like and share this video. Have a nice day.